This week we are going to be doing a what sold video, and if you're not a clothing seller, that's okay, because there's going to be things for you, and if you are a clothing seller, there's great polos in here, so make sure you stay for the whole thing. I'm Shay, I'm a full-time reseller.
I'm Tyler, part-time reseller.
And before we get into all of the great what solds and even the numbers, you have a t-shirt.
I do have a shirt. It is a battle bear, and it's the Mountain.
Yeah, so the Mountain is actually a brand that, while it doesn't sell for a lot of money, it sells wonderfully. So if you're not picking it up, you should be. But he just stole this out of my inventory. Came home and, he took it.
I needed a shirt. What do you want from me?
But it's great, right? Like, is it a battle bear? I thought it was an owl. So here we are.
It's definitely a bear. It's a
Battle
bear
bear?
with a battle axe.
So if you guys don't know about that brand, you should. If you can get it for cheap, pick it up. But before we get into what we sold, we're going to talk about numbers. We haven't done that in a while. So let's get into that.
So for the week, you made a total of $1,966.
Okay, but that's cheating. We're not going to add this to our what sold because we've hammered this home. But as you guys know, we sold a DVD set for $650. Sold in a week. It was wonderful. It was awesome. But I'm going to remove that because I don't think that's like a fair every week this is going to happen thing. So how did we actually do?
You ended the week at $1,316.91.
Okay, so we are actually short of our goal, but we're getting much closer. So I think we are short by about $20 a day. Is that right?
$12 a day. Give or
Okay,
take.
so about $12 a day, which if you've been following us at all, that's way better than we've been. It's just not where we want to be, but we're in the right direction, and I hope all of you guys are too. So then what's selling for us? Do you want to break it down by platform, we think?
Yes, let's go by platform. So starting with Posh, you sold a pair of Birkenstocks that were not Birkenstocks.
They were. So they had the branding Alpro on the footbed, and I asked all of you guys that are following me on Instagram if that meant they were Birkenstocks or were they fake or what were they, and I was told that it's just one of the lines of Birkenstocks, and they were absolutely authentic.
So they sold for $52 on Posh. Next is a brand that we learned from Ginger Marvin. That's a camper.
And we have not had good luck with this brand because I'm going to just give you a pro tip. If you find camper, make sure you look for dry rot.
Yes, facts. Every pair we've seen, with like 2 exceptions, has been just crumbly, fall apart, dry rotted. It's awful.
Yes, but these were really, really cute ballet flats, and they were like in perfect condition. So super happy about these. $65 on Poshmark.
Next was a pair of Ted Baker wool pants. So these pants, we sell a lot of pants.
A lot of pants.
Sold for $48.
And I think this is because dark academia is starting to become, more and more popular. Again, it's always been popular, but we're hitting into the fall season, so that means that people are going to be looking for that, and these were all the dark academia vibes.
So next is a brand that you picked up from a different person that you watch.
Yes, Thrift Alive.
Thrift Alive. You picked up a John Varvatos button-down shirt, and you sold it for $20.
Yeah, now he said this brand reminded him of All Saints. I haven't seen the comparison yet because All Saints actually does really well for me, but maybe it's because in men's, All Saints kind of is a lower end brand. I don't know. So if you guys can tell me the connection there, but it sold in a day and I'm really happy I picked it up.
Next is a brand that we don't sell a whole lot on Poshmark, honestly. We just did a whole video about choosing the platform for brands, and this was one of the ones that made the list. This is Soft Surroundings, and it was cashmere, sold for $39. So this, I feel the cashmere took it over the top, and that's what actually sold it on Poshmark.
I think so. Now, this did actually sit for a little bit of time. I don't sell a ton of soft surrounding sweaters, but if I can find them with great material, cashmere, alpaca, things like that, then I will pick it up. Yeah, and it sold for $39. So I guess people are starting to shop for sweaters, so get those listed if you don't already have them.
Now, this is another one that you picked up at the same time as you picked up the John Varvatos.
Yeah.
This is the men's shirt haul. Travis Matthew. It was a shirt that you priced at an obscene amount and sold the next day.
Yeah. So I kind of got inspired by watching a YouTube video and was like, I want to try men's polo shirts because I don't really look in that section, so why not, right? I came back with a lot of men's polo shirts and they're all selling. Like right away, next day, 2 days later, whatever, all selling. Travis Matthew, when I looked up comps on eBay, they were kind of everywhere and I couldn't understand the difference. So I just took the highest comp and priced it at that. And next day I got a half price offer, and I mean, that's where all the other comps were, so we sold it. That's fine.
Next is Lululemon.
Yes.
That's the Cocoa Peak.
Yeah, no, this one's a little sad. So I've had this listed for a long time. Lululemon, I struggle with. I don't quite understand Lululemon. If you do need a Lululemon expert, I will direct you to North Coast Style on Instagram. she's amazing, and she can help you kind of understand what's good and what's not. And she also does a lot of reels on like all of that, and she explained to me on this one that Cocoa Peak used to be a super popular Lululemon style and unfortunately has fallen out of fashion. So I had priced this a little too high, and she gave me a recommendation on a price point, and within a few days of her doing that, I sold the item. So I'm a little sad that it only sold for $30 on Poshmark because it's Lululemon, but I guess you gotta know your styles, and I do not when it comes to Lululemon.
And last on Poshmark is another soft surroundings. You're kind of killing our last video. You sold it. It was a white
Palatina top.
Yes, sold for $20.
Yeah, now this one is a pro tip. So if you get nothing out of this video, remember what I'm about to tell you. So we talked about classic clear out before. We've actually done a whole video on how well it works for us, and I will link that for you. But what we didn't talk about, and I don't think a lot of people talk about, is what happens when your item that you're trying to sell has already reached its lowest point at a closet clear out in the past, and a person wants that offer or maybe a better offer, but you can't drop it because they can't get that discounted shipping if you've already dropped it. What I do is I don't even say anything to the buyer. I just copy the listing, put it at a higher price, make sure that it's enough that whatever price we've agreed on, I can drop it 10% so it gives the discounted shipping to the buyer, add it to their bundle, and let them know the discount has been applied for them. I've never had a problem with it. There's a banner at the top that tells them that they get the discounted shipping, so they don't need that email that they'll get if they still liked the item. And it works out every time. So make sure that you're doing that. That's what happened with this item. I had actually dropped this down to $15 previously. The buyer and I agreed on $20, so I just copied the listing, dropped it down to $20, and they got what they wanted, and I was happy with the price.
All right. So moving on, Mercari actually has woken up a little bit for you.
Yes,
And by that,
it
I mean
has.
it's made more than $100 in a week, which is insane for us.
If you have watched our previous reseller recaps, you know that $100 in a month for Mercari is pretty decent, so this is phenomenal.
So the first one was a pair of Allbirds Tree Breezers.
Yeah, well, spoiler alert, currently, right now, as we speak, I am dealing with an issue on this. So stay tuned for that if that's going to be a drama for a later video, but hopefully it goes through. It sold for $45.
Yes, and these are the Rothy knockoff Allbird flats.
Yes.
So the last Mercari sale is actually going to, after that, carry us into eBay because we sold one on Mercari, one on eBay of the same brand. It's Tommy Bahama. It's the light silk shirt. Sold for $24 on Mercari. Anyone who tells you that Tommy Bahama is not a good brand to pick up is lying. It's very, very seasonal. I will 100% agree with that. Summer is the time to sell Tommy Bahama. Anything silk, linen, lightweight, beachwear, vacation wear, things like that. This is the time to get it listed and sold.
Yeah. Now, I will say I did stop picking up Tommy Bahama for quite a long time. And I think I mentioned in an earlier video that we had ended up selling out of all of our Tommy Bahama at the beginning of the summer. And I'm like, oh, I guess I need more. And so I've been picking it up and it's been selling. So absolutely, in the summer, pick up Tommy Bahama. I will say there are warm places too. So I'm sure it will sell throughout the year. I just don't have good luck. But if you're in a warmer climate, maybe have a warmer climate audience, it might still sell all year round.
I think anything under $4, you're probably okay because it's going to sell for $20 to $30 and sell consistently during the summer.
Yeah, so one on Mercari, one on eBay. What else do we got on eBay?
Next up on eBay is going to be a Free People top. It had a nice pattern on it. It was gray and white, very cute. Sold for $45, which is high for Free People.
It really is, and honestly high based on comps. So this was the Perfection Tee or True Perfection Tee, so you can look it up. The comps are actually around 25 to 30. I liked it, so I was like, let's try a little bit higher than that, and it sold on eBay, so I'm really happy with that.
Next is Driftwood. We've talked about Driftwood in our 100% sell-through videos. Bolo, bolo, bolo. If you can find Driftwood, buy it. Sells consistently for $40 to $50. This sold for $58.
Now these were gorgeous.
So it's on the top end of it, but anytime you see Driftwood, buy all of it. Unless there's a huge, massive problem, flaw, it's going to sell. It's going to sell for at least $40 to $50.
Yes, these had embroidery. They were gorgeous. And also, I think we picked them up on a Tuesday live thrift. So shout out to our live members.
Next is the DVD for $6.50. Enough said there. It's insane.
Yeah.
Go to any one of our other videos to see us losing our mind about it.
Yes.
Next was another live thrift, I believe.
Yes, it was.
It was Veja sneakers. Sold really quick for like in a week and a half or so for $40.
It was less than a week.
Yeah.
Can I make a confession?
Yeah.
So when I found these on the live, I had actually said, I think I've heard the sneaker guys talk about this brand. It's going to be totally cool. Well, I had not heard them talk about this brand. What happened was I had heard them talk about the brand Vessi, Vessi, and I misinterpreted Veha for Vessi. I don't know either one of them, and I'd never found either one before. It started with a V, sounded right to me, but it was a happy accident because this is actually a bolo brand. So
yes, by Veha and Vessi apparently.
yeah, so my mistake was our gain, so that's great, but I just needed to come clean about that. I had not actually heard about it, so.
Next is going to be a Burberry polo. Was not my size, otherwise I'd have kept it.
Which he's done before.
Yes, I have a nice purple one that I've worn to the office a few times. Burberry polo was a blue navy color, sold for $45.
In a few hours.
Yeah, same
so
day.
Burberry button-down dress shirts have been sitting for us, which is really sad. So I was actually kind of hesitant to pick this up, but it was only $5, and we don't usually give our cost out, but that was just an insane number for this thrift store. And it sold in a few hours, so I was like, okay, we need to find more Burberry polos. So apparently, dress shirts, Burberry, meh. But polos, get them.
Next is a pair of Hokas. Now these were a little bit worn down, which was disclosed. Hopefully they read the description on eBay.
Fingers crossed, people.
Fingers really crossed on this one. Hoka is a great brand. Sold for $42.99 on eBay. So buy almost all Hokas, even if they're a little bit damaged, or in this case, quite a bit damaged. They will still sell.
Yeah.
Just be very careful that you are honestly disclosing all of the flaws and issues, and hope that your buyer reads the fine print.
Yes. Now, these were the Speed Goat 4. They were 13 wide, and they were the Orange Fiesta, which all added up to them being, if they were in good condition, worth around $70 to $80. Yes. Some even more than that. So the $42 price point we accepted because the flaws and the damage. So I am really hopeful that the buyer understood that. But regardless, I still say pick up damaged Hokas, even if you don't think that they're going to sell. They will, as long as the tread is there, they will sell.
Next is a pair of Eileen Fisher shoes.
Good riddance. Bye. Ugh.
Yes.
So these shoes, oh my goodness, they have been the bane of my existence. So I don't know if Eileen Fisher shoes normally sell. This is the first time we've ever found Eileen Fisher shoes. I do have another pair currently that are also sitting, but this was the first ones we've ever found. I was really excited about them. I had them listed really high. Nothing, right? Nothing happening. But I don't know if it was an Eileen Fisher collector. I don't know. But they had reached out to me, wanted to spend $20 on these shoes. I said no. And they reached out every few months, or maybe every month. It felt like a lot. And kept saying, hey, these aren't selling. Looks like you're not selling them. Got more aggressive as it went on. Like, I guess you really don't want to sell your shoes type thing. And then I ran a 50% off sale at one point on eBay, which, if you have never done that before, it was the biggest mistake of my life. People were just awful. You cannot remove this section in your description that says you accept offers, and you can't remove the option to accept offers on the eBay listing itself unless you want to remove it on every single item in your store. It's a one or done thing unless you do 1, 2. I can't do that with 1,000 items. So the person got really mad at me because I had run a 50% off sale, and they submitted me an offer, I think at $12 for this item. And I said no. And they said, well, then you shouldn't have it as accepts offers. It's confusing to your buyers. And I explained to them that I'm running a sale, but I'm not able to remove that. So I'm really sorry, but we can't accept that. We're running a 50% off sale. And they got very aggressive, very mean, and were just awful. I did actually leave them on my account for a little while, but they kept with the messages and they were blocked. But I am happy to see them go, so I don't, encounter any more people.
Sold for $35, so well above what this crazy lady was asking.
So bye.
Next is a new category.
Ooh, yeah.
So you've been wanting to break into the book section of eBay for a while.
Yes.
So it's been on your mind. So this was actually a pair that we picked up at the same time, sold separately. First is a World of Warcraft.
The Legion.
The Legion.
Art World of Warcraft book.
Yes, sold for $50, sold next day.
Yes. I had listed at $100. There were comps at $30, but it was very confusing. There was nothing else anywhere. There was a Reddit thread that explained that it was like a super rare book. So I listed it at $100 to see what happens. Next, I got an offer for $50. So, okay.
Yes, so sold right away for $50. The next one actually sold a few days later. It's another World of Warcraft art book. It was the Warlords of
Draenor?
I believe, and it sold for another $50. So between the two of them, you picked them up for a few bucks a piece. Sold for $100 total.
Yes. Now, we don't know anything about books, and we are clearly not a niche seller by any means, but we wanted to learn, and it sounds like a really fun category to learn. Currently, I've only ever sold things that my nerdy family likes, so this one, thank you, Dad.
Feel attacked a little bit. It's your family, your father, brother, and your husband.
Yeah, so. I'm surrounded by nerds, so apparently I'm gonna have that category locked down when I learn books. But I am still learning, and if you guys have any favorite booksellers that you want to recommend to me, leave them in the comments below because I definitely need to consume more videos because I'm really enjoying this category.
Next was a pair of Lululemon pants. I picked these up. They didn't have the tag in them, so they were priced pretty low, thankfully. Sold for $40. They're just tan athletic legging pants.
They were the ABC Slim pants. We've sold them previously for $39, a navy blue pair, so these were $40 for tan, so seems like a pretty consistent sale price.
And then the last item that we have is a DVD. I picked this up a couple days ago. This is a next day sale. It was the historical battle of Antietam from the Civil War, and sold for $20 next day.
Same day.
Same day.
Same day. Same day sale.
Same day.
So yeah, this was actually a really great week for us. We're finally feeling like we're back on track and we're enjoying new categories. So I am really happy with where we're at, and I'm curious if you guys are happy with where you're at. Is summer slowdown ending for you? Are you still experiencing kind of the lull? Let us know. Let's have a conversation about it, and let me know what your favorite sale was from this list. Be curious to hear. But thank you guys so much.
Thank you all for watching.